Alrighty, Steeler Nation, welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. In this video, no overlays, no images, nothing like that. Nothing at all. Just want to talk about something that's been on my mind, I think, the last few days. We're about 2 weeks away from the NFL draft, right? Exciting times. We don't know who we're going to get at 20, round 2, I think 51, 84, whatever it may be. We have no idea. Like, you think it might be center, JPJ. Do they get the later rounds, Zach Frazier? Do they go and get right tackle, Mims at 20? Does Cooper DeJean fall there at cornerback? Do they go up and get a receiver? So many ideas out there. Like the Steelers have done their, due process in bringing all these guys in for the 30 people or 30 players who can visit. They've done pro days. All the off-season work has been moving over and over and over and over, right? And as a Steelers fan, I'm very lucky now that I'm kind of busy because I love doing this stuff on Steelers Nation Australia, talking football, talking off-season stuff, talking everything black and gold. I love, and by the way, too, in Pittsburgh, it's Pittsburgh's City Day 4-1-2 because you guys put the month first and then the day. We do it the opposite way. We do 12-4. We do day, month. You got to do month and then day. What I'm trying to say is we're 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away from the draft, and these overall reports and rumors are just getting insane. I say it every year. Around this time, you get the first wave of free agency. You see all these players go through, Russell Wilson, Patrick Queen, really exciting times. Elliott, the safety, signed the kicker. We signed our long snapper. We signed all those blokes, right? We even get Justin Fields there. It was a crazy time a few weeks ago getting Russell Wilson, and he's been on record now. He's reached out via an interview when he won some model award for Essence or some photo cover thing. He was talking about that he was giving, the Steelers props and how he's so excited to play for, Mike Tomlin, right? Which I love. But all that craziness happened. And we're at the point now where I read through Twitter, and every time there's a trade or Brandon Ayuk doesn't follow the 49ers, then Steelers reporters and media outlets just link that player to the Steelers. We know we need a receiver too. We understand that. George Pickens can't do it by himself. They're going to target probably, Freiermuth more, get more footballs, hopefully to Calvin Austin, and run the rock too with Najee and Warren. We know that. But the funny thing is, I always find out everything's a source. It's like via sources, now the Pittsburgh Steelers are being linked to T. Higgins. Could be a trade there. I believe he got the franchise tag or the whatever you call it. Not the franchise tag, the other one. So he got that for the Bengals, and he's getting like $20 million a year. And the Steelers could go and get him via trade. Source says. Here's the question. And I'll keep this video as short as I can because I've got stuff to do. I appreciate you guys' time coming into Steeler Nation Oz, me complaining about sources. But I always find funny, where does a source come from? And I'm not talking about barbecue sauce in the fridge or barbecue sauce in the cupboard, however you may be, or ketchup, as you guys call in America, right? Where does a source come from? You see on Twitter, sources say that T. Higgins could be a Steeler. The Steelers have high interest. Why don't the sources ever name themselves? Or the person who reporting the source never names themselves. You know why? There's one reason why. Is because if they were to name themselves, they would lose credibility for their media, for their reporting, and for their overall comments of this player coming to the Steelers or going to another team, getting linked like that. And of course, the only really way we get information is via the media outlets. I'm all the way here in Australia. Some of you guys don't live in Pittsburgh also. You're overseas. So we're fed constant information about getting this player, getting that player, and what would make sense. I think, though, in the last 2 weeks before the draft, before we go in here, I do have the draft sound, by the way. So before we go in here, this chime, right, the Pittsburgh Steelers select at 20. The last 2 weeks for me is so much rumor. I kind of get like, if I had a meter, and I might put it down below, if I had a certain meter of getting over how far, like I just want the draft to begin, I want to see the players. I want to enjoy the day, have a live stream, have a good time. I think I'm doing it with Matty Peverell on TDU for day 1, day 2, day 3. My day 3 is like 3 a.m. I'm really excited for that, to go and see who the players we get, so we can really get into this off season and start seeing Wilson and Fields throw the football and start to plan for the season coming up. But for the diehard fans out there, this time right now is a bit of a killer. 2 weeks to go, and you hear these reports of, can Justin Simmons come to be at safety? Yes, we need safety help. But at the same time, they just got the Raven bloke and the Miami guy who was Elliott, right? He was a Raven. He played with the Queen. So do you really need safety help? Maybe not. Can Kazi form a different role? They talk about the three safeties. I don't know. You see this idea about the receiver or cornerback with Levi Wallace. He's going to visit other teams, so he's out. We're not going to bring back Levi Wallace. But the thing is, I find it really crazy that these rumors just keep coming over and over and over and over. And this is the point where, if I did have a bar here, maybe I did already, but if I have a bar, I'd say I'm about 80% done. I'm near 80% done with the rumors, with the overall speculation. It's like we had that taste of free agency with the players who we got, and it's going to be really exciting and fun. I know some people and fans are out there, because Steeler Nation so worldwide, they're not a big fan of Russell Wilson because of his like ego, his weirdness. Overall, I guess sometimes he's a bit funny on camera, but sometimes we can all be like that. When it's like Mr. Unlimited and the sandwiches and the Danger Witch, right? We don't know what we're going to get with him. All I hope we can get with him is some good football play and find targets in the field and go score points, right? And start to build the team that way. But we're at this point where Steelers are now being linked to T. Higgins. They're being linked to Cortland, I think Sutton from Denver. They're being linked to Brandon Ayuk. They're being linked to all these receivers, but it just hasn't happened. And I know that like there's some truth in some links, but to me, I'm at the point now where I'm really starting to write, if it doesn't happen now, or there's nothing really concrete, then why are we talking about it? Why is the internet always trying to speculate and getting the next guy at receiver, when on this team, you still have other blokes there who could have a chance? Van Jefferson, Quez Watkins, yes, they're not massive names, but still hopefully they can carve a role out in this team. We're going to wait until training camp to see what happens, right? So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. If you guys in the comments below, let me know what you think. I'm just going on a bit of a rant. And I'm going on a bit of a rant. Like I said, I'm not really doing any visuals today with anything like that. I played the draft chime, right, which I'm excited for. I really am. But at this point, with 2 weeks to go, I just feel like it's kind of the name you see, you get over it real fast. I thought about doing a video on Justin Simmons. I thought about doing a video on T. Higgins, or I even saw the Steelers missed a chance with Stephon Diggs. I don't care if we don't get Stephon Diggs, or that we didn't get him and now he's a Texan. I'm not a huge fan of him either. Not a huge fan of Josh Allen, nor was a huge fan of Stephon Diggs with the Bills. Do you know what I mean? So at this point, it's just like the media companies out there and YouTubers like myself that were trying to create content on the daily or the second day or whatever. And after a while, it gets very exhausted. I think the fan base gets exhausted. The viewers do. The blokes who do the YouTube videos, everything like that. It gets very exhausting. And I think it's like we just need something to happen so we can talk about it. And that something right now is 2 weeks away from the draft. If Omar Khan goes out there and he gets another free agent signing, maybe it's a center, or I don't know, if it's a receiver or a cornerback or whoever it may be, right? I didn't predict that Cordero Patterson will be a Steeler, being a kick return guy and a receiver / running back. He can play teams. He can play running back, receiver. I did not see that happening, right? So maybe if Omar Khan into the next 2 weeks goes and does that, would be awesome. But there's far too many sources out there linking from this person to that person, to this person to that person, to this person to that person, and you never find out the original source where it came from, right? Even lastly, I saw it on the internet, and my last point, and I'll let you guys go enjoy your day, and I'll do the same. I saw on the internet that Mike Tomlin has been, via source, is looking to get an extension. Now, you don't even really, to be honest, you don't need a source. Mike Tomlin's in his last year of his contract. The Rooneys love what he does. The Steelers love what he does. Players want to play for Mike Tomlin. Put aside the fan base who doesn't enjoy him as a coach, who doesn't like him, fair. That's what you want. That's fine. Okay? I like Mike Tomlin. That's cool. Put that aside. Put my vote aside, your vote aside. There's no way on a business sense. If Mike Tomlin wants to come back, the Rooneys would go and fire him. It's not going to happen. The Rooneys right now, the Steelers organization, they're most likely going to give Mike Tomlin an extension, a 2-year, a 3-year extension. If he still wants to play football in an easy sense, if Mike Tomlin is good to play football and ready to coach, then the Rooneys and Art Rooney II are going to give him an extension. You don't even need a source for that. The source is common sense. Common sense is Mike Tomlin's there. He wants to play football. He's having another crack with Omar Khan, who's 10-7. And yes, he hasn't won a playoff game in 7 years or whatever. But as a business sense, Art Rooney II would offer him a contract, this year for a 3-year contract. You don't need sources, right? That's the last one I saw was Mike Tomlin source to be getting an extension. Of course, it only makes sense. I would be absolutely shocked if they didn't offer him extension or they fired him or they let him walk at the end of the season. I would be shocked. Now, for Steelers fans, we'd be like, half of you guys would be happy because you get a new coach, and the other half would say, well, what are we going to do without Mike Tomlin? You know what I mean? Anyways, real long video, and I just wanted to get out my thought process at this point in time, being your 4-1-2 day, Pittsburgh day. And we're all fans out there of the team. We're a fan of Pittsburgh. We're a fan of the Steelers. And pretty much, man, we're at the point right now where there's so many rumors. You look at it, so many rumors around this. Safeties, receivers, cornerbacks, whoever. Antonio Brown makes them up. Le'Veon Bell makes them up. And it's like we just need to chill out, calm down, relax, and support our team as we go. This offseason is going to be freaking cool, man. Russell Wilson with his whole career, Justin Fields to try and bounce back from his craziness with the Bears. And I talked about him having a lot of fumbles and interceptions, but I'm going to root the guy on to be the best quarterback that he can be in the league. And hopefully he signs a contract where he can go on a bit of a run and he can be a career franchise quarterback for the next 5 years. Will the Steelers go and get that right tackle or center in the draft to help out the offensive line? Do they go and get another piece at receiver? Do they go and get some help at cornerback? We're going to find out in 2 weeks' time. And right now, at this point, everyone's trying to get T. Higgins, these blokes, Stephon Diggs, and he could have had a chance. Mason Rudolph didn't get offered a contract. Kenny Pickett was pissed off. It's like we need to move on from these things, just chill out, relax, and find out what happens next. Now, tomorrow, if I see a signing with Omar Khan has signed Brandon Ayuk, right? Or he signed T. Higgins, it would absolutely blow my mind. But that's why it's so fun supporting the NFL, supporting the Steelers, and seeing what happens next. Alrighty, here we go. So when you hear this, that's when the real news starts. I'll see you guys later.